Majority Democrats have sent Governor J.B. Pritzker a $53.1 billion budget for the state fiscal year starting July 1st. Here for a Senate Republican viewpoint on the spring session is Senate Republican Leader John Curran of Downers Grove. Good to have you on the show, sir.
Jak, it's nice to be back with you.
The Senate Democrats mostly stuck together with their leadership and Governor Pritzker earlier this week when the budget cleared the Senate. But the House Democrats barely scraped bypassing a budget in the pre-dawn hours of Wednesday. What does that tell you from watching from the other side of the aisle and the other side of the dome?
Well, I do want to note there were several Democrats that voted no on the budget in the Senate, as well as an additional Democrat joined in voting no on the revenue package, the tax increases associated with this spending plan. So there was bipartisan opposition to this budget, both in the Senate and the House. But it appears in the House with some absenteeism, they had a little more difficulty actually getting it across the finish line.
Senate President Don Harmon was on the program a little earlier, and he said the Democrats' budget proposal is responsive, responsible, and balanced. Your Republicans in the Senate saw it quite differently.
We did, Jak. I don't think it's responsible. I don't think it's fair to be raising taxes on the citizens of Illinois to pay for Governor Pritzker. We're 6 years into this, his desire to make Illinois the most welcoming state in the nation, and these non-citizen welfare programs that the governor has started and has grown to a robust amount, totaling well in excess of $1 billion a year. So that is, we think, right off the top, that is irresponsible of the Illinois legislature to go along with Governor Pritzker in that regard.
Well, we know that there's $182 million in the governor's budget for shelter and care for recently arrived non-citizens. Another, I think, $440 million for programs that provide Medicaid-like healthcare programs for them.
Jak, that's going to run well in excess of that. And in fact, some of the changes made in insurance have taken some of the cost control measures away. That program was well in excess this past year of its budget allotment, and that is likely to continue, as well as we have programs within programs where none of that is separated out. That those non-citizen categories are added in, and it is additional spending. We know it's well above $1 billion. I filed legislation. We wanted a true transparent accounting of exactly how much is being spent. Governor Pritzker has resisted that, and with his ability to move dollars around within the budget, within the spending plan, the authority he's given, we will never actually get a accurate dollar amount on that until the governor is forthright with the taxpayers of this state.
When you look at the situation as you go across the budget lines, as you say, the priorities that the Democrats put on this, how does that impact, for instance, downstate K through 12 schools? Republicans would have liked to have seen more spent, particularly towards the evidence-based funding measures.
Well, I think what we actually were talking about on the floor is we would like to have seen more on the mandated categoricals. So this is the it had the funding for the $350 million addition to the evidence-based funding formula that we passed in 2008 or 17. But what ISB was actually requesting about $100 million more for mandated categoricals that the governor did not place in his spending proposal. And this is going to be services going to the disabled children in the school system, busing, things of that nature that really are a hardship, especially in downstate Illinois.
As we look forward, and we've got about 30 seconds left, look forward to a year from now, based on the budget that the Democrats passed, where do you think the state of Illinois is going to be fiscally?
I think the budgets are going to continue to be challenging, but the Democrats showed this year that they are willing to go to the taxpayers of Illinois and asked for more, and they did it, and they passed it with overwhelming margins, all on their side of the aisle. So if that's going to be their continued approach, we're going to continue to see this spending plan grow by leaps and bounds in future years until Illinois taxpayers finally say they've had enough.
Senate GOP leader John Curran of Downers Grove, thank you so much for your time on Illinois Lawmakers.
Jak, great to be with you. Thank you.